finally comes a time where you can express your emotions with the music. And this brings you such a pleasure.
Ladies, good afternoon. Welcome to Cooking with Salmon. That's what we're doing. So the next dish I'm cooking at the moment is roast salmon with ackee and saltfish. Now, ackee and saltfish is the traditional dish of Jamaica. So what you normally do, you get a packet of saltfish and then you boil it a few times and drain it and boil it and drain it and boil it and drain it, try to get the salt off it, then you cook it. So it's cooked about 5 times before you actually cook it, which is like really ridiculous. So what I tend to do is either use fresh fish and salt it yourself. Or what we've done today, we've got the roast salmon fillet, and then I've used mussels as the salt fish, because obviously mussels are naturally salty, just as a little tweak. Very quick dish, really, really easy. Ackee, it's a fruit that's normally used as a vegetable. Quite tricky to use from raw, unless you know what you're doing, you could poison yourself. Looks, it's yellow. Texture of scrambled egg. Tastes like, yeah, just like that. When you taste it, you'll understand. It's got a really unusual, unexplainable flavour, but it tends to take on whatever flavour you put it with. I didn't used to like it, but I love it now. It's nice once it's done, but I think it was a saltfish as a kid I'd hate it because it's just so salty. Yeah. Sorry, Mum. Yeah, it was just so salty. So I'm going to serve that up for you right now. So, peppers that I'm using for them, I'm just charring them on the stove. You can use a barbecue if that's the sort of flavour you're looking for, but it's quite a good way of peeling the peppers.
I haven't seen that done before, actually. That's
Well, obviously, we don't really do much cooking. I can see you at home now. Charring your peppers, yeah. It gives peppers a really, really nice flavour. Skins, you know what I'm like with skins. I hate skins.
Yeah.
So I try to just get them off. Great way of doing it. Get them on, blister them, keep turning them. In a bowl, cling film, leave them for 10 minutes, and then get somebody you don't like to peel them. And then you get really, really nice, juicy.
I mean, you're going to ask me to peel them in a second.
Well, no, because really, I'll never get them back. There's a hot pan here, just a quick onion, quick slice. It doesn't really matter how rough. All right, mussels straight in. Taking the beards off already. Taking off some of the barnacles. I mean, people tend to put wine in. Think about mussels. Obviously, adding wine or stock obviously gives you a deeper, stronger flavour, which is good. But I tend to just use water for most things because mussels are so strong. Because once you've got the water in, you get a lid on top, and you're away. It doesn't take long at all.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, if you're stuck for a lid, just use a pot. You can see how big the budget is for this.
Yeah. Now it's
Peppers, just off into a bowl. And then they start to actually poach themselves. They produce quite a lot of liquid. It's amazing, actually. But when I was younger, we used to do them in deep fat fryer, which is again really, really, really hot fire. Prick your pepper skins straight in, a couple of minutes each side, and the oil gets underneath the skin. Really, really nice. Quick look at the mussels. Just turn them up a touch. As you can see, they're starting to open up. Very, very, very quick. Mussels and curry powder also is a great combination. I can be quite liberal on how quickly I take them out. They've just opened up, lots of juice in there. Keep that, you can reduce that down, mount it with oil. Gonna let those cool, pick them to go into our dish later on. And that's that, on that part of it. Shall I break into song, yeah? You might get a record contract.
Let's hear the rest of it.
Okay, so in my frying pan, I've got sliced onions, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of fresh thyme. So the peppers that you saw me roast on the stove, peeled them, sliced them up, quite chunky actually. So as they cook down, they break down nicely and just melt in your mouth, you know. But obviously you can't smell it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So then I'm gonna add tomatoes in. All I did about these ones was I just peeled the tomato skins off, took the seeds out, just dropped the flesh in. Again, that would break down into the sauce and make a little tomato base. People tend to stir, shake. Just leave the stuff to cook, naturally caramelise, and naturally give out the flavour it's got. I've got my pestle and mortar on. What I tend to use is a little spice bowl. I have it on everything, basically. So what I've got in here is hibiscus salt, pimento seeds, few chili flakes, and pink peppercorns. One of my favourite things, just to use different flavours. And yeah, it just makes perfection in the end. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So, salmon cut up, cut quite thin, like thinner scallops. So each side probably a minute, hot pan, minute and a half each side. Serve the salmon pink, if you like it that way. If you don't, then don't cook it. It's the only way to eat it. Okay, so marinate that for a little while. Then the next move, once this is ready, is to add the ackees to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the mussel broth. Cook the mussels, drain the mussels. Don't throw the liquid away. Be careful with your seasoning with this, obviously, because you've got the saltiness of the mussels. So always be careful with that. Just going to leave that to simmer. Once it goes down a bit more, I'd add the ackees to it. Add some chopped herbs. Really hot pan. Seal the salmon off, and there we go.
Hello ladies, how you doing? My name's Monty, I'm from the Whiskey Ginger. Patrick's kindly asked me to come down and pair some cocktails with his culinary delights for you today. The first drink we're going to make for you is a variation of the classic Negroni. The Negroni was invented in Florence in Italy by a baron who wanted an Americano with a bit of a kick, so they threw some gin in it. We're going to completely pirate that whole thing. We've got the Campari is the only true ingredient we've got in there. You get a single measure of Campari. Then we've got some cognac, which is the H Heinz, which will give it a bit of punch. It's going to be quite a bitter drink. I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar syrup just to soften it for you, okay? But usually, I would just get a single measure of this, single measure of the Campari, and then instead of the Mouth, we've got the Lanique, which is a rose water liqueur, which is I mean, there's so many different variations. You can do it with rye bourbon. You can do it with cognac, with the classic Antica formula, which is the classic dry. Hopefully, though, it'll be very nice to go with the salmon dish that you're about to have. So, who likes bitter sour drinks?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's all going on. So all the vegetables are cooking down really nice and soft, lots of sugar coming from naturally. You can see all the little bubbly bits going on here, natural caramelization, curries, sugar, and then all the natural juices. Okay, now our friend Ackee, yeah, try not to break her up because she doesn't like it. Try to keep it as whole as possible, but it just smashes down into scrambled egg. And then just try to mix it in. And I'm just gonna leave her on the side. A few fresh herbs in. Let's go out and get a nice.
Yeah, no.
Hot pan on. So just a few things in the pan, get your heat up, try to keep the heat at a constant temperature, and watch the edge of your fish. And as that starts to change colour, you know what's going on underneath.
Okay.
Don't shake it, don't touch it. Okay, so a couple of minutes of that, mussels turned over nicely. Okay, so then fish straight on. Yeah, it's actually so tasty.
I'd like to know when
How do you dial it back if you go too salty and
Throw it in the
add
bin.
water? Throw it in the bin start again.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Dial it back,
Dial it back.
cooking more.
Brilliant.
And mussels in mussels in a curry powder. Is any mussels left in the pan?
Yeah.
Okay.
In terms of the camera and stuff, so you can say hi, you can jump in and be sociable.
How do I do that again?
Be sociable and go.
You know how sociable I am.